All right, Senator Drilon, thank you for joining us. We just watched President Duterte's fifth State of the Nation address. One of the first names he mentions is yours. How did you react?
Well, I was surprised to be candid about it, and I'm not the enemy. Our enemy is the pandemic, and he says that he took exception to my having mentioned oligarchy. Oligarchy is bad for our governance, no question about that. But I said that to eliminate oligarchy, we must take a good look at our system, strengthen our laws that makes possible oligarchy, and I think he thought that I was hitting his family when I mentioned about political dynasty. Maria, that the need for an anti-dynasty law has been an advocacy of mine even before President Duterte came into office, and I am doing that because the Constitution requires Congress to pass a law on anti-dynasty, and that was all that I said. That we need to pass a law. In fact, among my first bills that I filed in Congress first week of July, about a year ago, or no, 1916 or 2016, was was an anti-dynasty bill. So the president thought I was referring to him. No, I was not. It has been a bill that I filed since even before.
So
And
interesting.
he mentioned about my favoring the Lopezes. Maria, I owe nothing to the Lopezes. I owe them nothing, and I can face them and say I don't owe you anything. And the fact that I defended ABS-CBN because it was on the principle that the unjust act of the House of Representatives poses a danger to our press freedom. And that's
Correct.
all that I was fighting for. Number two, especially the need for information at this time when pandemic is before us, when we need all the information outlets available, and certainly ABS-CBN had a wide coverage. And number three, I was concerned about the livelihood of the 11,000 employees in ABS-CBN. So I do not know why the president has opened his SONA with a complaint about my having taken a position on ABS-CBN. It's probably because he thought that when I said that in order to remove oligarchy from our system, we must have structural changes. And part of the structural change is precisely have an anti-dynasty law.
Anti-dynasty law.
Yeah.
How would you, let me pull you out then, Senator Drilon. I mean, you have been one of the most experienced legislators, government officials that we have had. How would you describe the Philippines today?
Oh, my thinking is that the next 6 months will be very crucial. And for us to just survive the next 6 months is already a success. So, and that is why, Maria, I'm willing to cooperate with the administration. I will fiscalize, but I will support the laws that are needed. I voted for Bayanihan too, and because I think our people needs the assistance, and I wish that we can concentrate on that. Maria Risa or Senator Drilon are not the enemies. Our enemy is the pandemic. And
Well, this
therefore,
also that also seems to be a way that the Duterte administration works, right? Demonizing perceived critics. How do
Yeah.
you work inside what seems to be, with the vote of ABS-CBN at the working group at the House of Representatives, what seems to be a captured legislature? How do you work in this environment?
Well, we in the Senate, in fairness to my colleagues, we take positions on various issues on the basis of our honest belief as to what is for the good of the country. And a number of us in the Senate would often take a stance independent of the administration. But I do, as I said, in these times when we need all hands on deck, I am, I'm willing to support the administration. If, for example, as I said in Bayanihan 1,
Yes.
we pass it. I'll vote tomorrow. We will pass on third reading Bayanihan 2, and I'll vote for it. Because I feel that at this time, when it comes to pandemic, we set aside our political differences and vote in accordance with what we believe is for the good of our country.
The business community and the medical community were looking to the State of the Nation address to give concrete guidelines moving forward. With the absence of that, how do you see us moving forward dealing with a pandemic?
I was among the first who called on the president to give us a clear path forward. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I said I looked when I was asked by media, what do I want to hear from the president? I said, I want to hear from the president a comprehensive plan
Yes.
on this pandemic. And I still have to. I'll review what he said, but uh, I'll see. I did not hear that of any comprehensive plan. It's not getting any better, Maria. We just, I think, the COVID contamination today has reached over 82,000.
South. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
and this will continue. The prediction is that this will go over 85 to 90,000 by the end of the month. We have 5 million of our people, 5 million of our workers who lost their jobs. We had something like 5 million families who experienced involuntary hunger in the last 3 months. About 400,000 of our small and medium scale industries closed. So these are questions. These are very difficult problems that our nation faces, and I'm willing to contribute my share for whatever it is worth. But as I said, it's the duty of every Filipino to do his or her share in bringing our country back to its feet.
Last question, Senator Drilon. You're right. The pandemic is the first step, right? And this is a huge problem. But how do we protect our democracy? What we're seeing is that the pandemic has also seemed to have been used as a way to consolidate power, including the anti-terror law, which you also voted for, right? So how do we protect democracy in the time of the pandemic?
Well, uh, you know, we should not allow the use of this pandemic as a basis for discarding our Constitution. The Bill of Rights should be protected in the face of all of these pandemic steps taken. There is really a tendency to disregard everything in the face of the pandemic, and it becomes a very attractive proposition. But we must guard against that, Maria.
The shutdown of ABS-CBN would have been unthinkable if we weren't all under lockdown, though, right?
Yeah.
So we've lost a lot of ground. How do we regain
Yes.
that ground back?
I'm sorry?
We've
Yeah.
lost a lot of
Yes, we
ground.
have lost our ground. I agree with you. How do we
I,
bring this back?
yes,
I do not know, but we cannot give up.
great. Senator Drilon, thank you so much for your thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you.